Hello and welcome to today's flight. Today we're going to be flying into Teniente Rodolfo Marsh Martin Airport. The ICAO designator for that is Sierra Charlie Romeo Mike. It's located on King George Island, which is part of Chile's Antarctica commune. It's the northernmost airport in the continent. Today we're flying the Cessna 414 Chancellor, beautifully modeled by FlySimware for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. As is always the case, we flew the flight using real-world weather, and unfortunately for us, we picked a day with low IFR conditions, a brutal 33-knot crosswind with freezing rain. This video includes a general overview of my simulator setup. The setup includes a recently added iPad mini, which is located just to the right of my instrument panel, and I'm able to use the touchscreen features on that, and it behaves exactly as the GTN 750Xi in the real-world airplane. And here you can see projected onto the PC screen is ForeFlight. I have an iPad mounted just to the left of my panel, and I'm using a program called 5K Player that allows me to project or cast the iPad image onto the PC screen. And here's our current position. We're at 13,000 feet, and you can see the GTN 750 to the right there displaying top of descent coming right up in about a minute and a half. And at that point, we're going to begin our descent. And there's a view of the cloud mass right in front of the airplane. We're going to be flying down through that, and what I'm seeing on ForeFlight is low IFR conditions down there with crosswind from the left at 33 knots and gusty conditions. It's also showing precipitation, so I don't know what we're going to find when we break out of that cloud layer. Then that's assuming we break out at all. Just in case we don't break out, I'm going to be reviewing the missed approach procedure here. There you can see my interactions with the GTN 750 that I had shown earlier just to the right of my Logitech instruments. And for those who are curious to know how I'm able to use the interactive iPad, and it shows all of the functions of the GTN 750. The way I did that was I used a program called Desk Space, and that allows me to create an additional monitor using the iPad mini. So I mounted it just to the right, again, of my Logitech instruments, and that's exactly where the real SimGear product that I purchased is going to be placed. So this is a temporary arrangement. It's pretty cool. It does have some limitations in terms of the Direct to button and the knobs that allow you to interact with the GTN 750 as if it were the one in the real airplane. So I'm going to be periodically going here to ForeFlight and showing there's the IFR conditions down below, and there you can see the wind gusting 33 knots from the left. And so I anticipate a severe crab angle. I'm going to have to make some corrections as I get down there. A little bit nervous, frankly, about the conditions. It looks great up here. It's beautiful. This cloud layer is really, really cool looking as you look outside the airplane. But I think when we get down below that thing, we're in for some brutal conditions. There you can see that little arc on the GTN 750 indicating when we'll reach the bottom of our descent at our current rate of descent, which is about 1,000 feet per minute. And we're going to then activate the approach procedure, which is going to be the RNAV 11 from PAMS. So if all goes well, we'll be able to get it down on the ground.
CDR below in 11.2 miles.
Yeah, that's ForeFlight talking to us right there. It's been an amazing addition to the flight simulator, and it replicates what I have in my real-world airplane, so it serves also as a training tool. And I'm also trying to get familiar with the GTN 750, which a good friend of mine had just installed in his Cessna 340, so I want to be real familiar with that, so when we fly together, I'm able to utilize it to its fullest extent. So there's the cloud layer. We're getting ready to go down through that guy, and we'll see what happens down below. So everything so far so good. It's been a beautiful, nice, stable, calm flight from the southern portion of South America here across and to Antarctica. But I think things are going to change here pretty quickly. We're going to see what the precipitation conditions are like. It did say light rain, but I don't know what we're going to find when we break out of this cloud layer. Okay, here we are coming up on the PAMS waypoint, which calls for crossing at or above 3,500. We are on our active approach in the GTN and the autopilot. So when we reach the PAMS waypoint, we're going to be making a left turn on runway heading for runway 11. Runway 11 shows as the best option based on the wind condition, but frankly, it's equally bad at landing in the other direction because the crosswind component is close to 90%. So really our headwind component on runway 11 may be 1 or 2 knots with a crosswind component of 33. So it's not going to be a whole lot of fun going in there. It's going to be a really severe left crab angle, I anticipate. Here we are in the cloud layer, and I'm hoping that we have the runway in sight at some point before reaching our missed approach point, because I don't want to fly the mist on this approach. In the sim, in this case, the airport that I flew from required a considerable amount of fuel, so I don't have a lot of fuel reserves. I wouldn't do this in the real world. I would have the ability to return back to the South American mainland if I'm unable to get into the airport here. But since it's a simulator, I am going to be making this landing, hopefully, with minimal fuel. I wouldn't even be able to get back to the southern tip of South America, so that's not recommended in the real world, but we're doing it here in the simulator. Primary mission here is training on the GTN 750 at different airports. So here we are coming up to our left turn for final approach runway 11, and we'll see what kind of surprises await us. Everything's looking good. I am concerned about ice formation, so we're going to have to keep an eye on that as we progress here toward runway 11. And there you can see our GPS altitude is 3,300 feet, and we're doing 190 knots over ground. Just turning on to final here. We do have the frequency tuned in. They have one frequency down there, which is basically a tower / CTAF frequency. And there you can already see the crab angle on ForeFlight based on the winds coming from the left. All right, we went through our descent checklist and our approach checklist. The only thing remaining is our GUMS check, gas undercarriage mixture, prop switches, and we'll execute that here coming up. There you can see the holding pattern for the missed approach at PAMS waypoint. And as I said earlier, hopefully we won't have to do that. All right. Well, everything's looking good. I don't see any real turbulence out there. I am keeping an eye on things for icing. And I don't see evidence of that yet, but things could change here in a hurry. And there you can see the GTN 750 zooming in and out, and that's because I have it set that way. It automatically zooms periodically. And not seeing any precip. That's a good sign. But I am looking to see if we can spot land down below. That's still a concern. We're right about and just coming up to 3,000 feet. Again, everything appears to be pretty normal. I'm encouraged by what I'm seeing out there right now. 5.3 nautical miles. So we have, there you can see the arc and our top of descent for our final approach segment there at Voudor. We need to cross Voudor at or above 1,500. Distance to destination is 9 nautical miles, and to Voudor we're looking at 4.3 right now. Speed over ground 183 knots. We're just descending now through 2,500. And everything's looking pretty good. I'm encouraged right now. Keep an eye on things as we progress here. So we're looking at 2 minutes and 30 seconds to our to the destination, and 59 seconds now to Voudor, which is our final approach fix. All right, so far so good. "43 seconds now to Voudor. Just coming up on 2,000 feet, 36 seconds. And gear down. Flaps 2. Alright, so we have some precip for sure. Keeping an eye to see if we have any ice formation. Not seeing any, but well, that's encouraging. Looking outside the airplane, we can see the ground down below, so there is a good chance we will be able to see the runway as we get a little bit closer here. I'm still not seeing ice. I'm still concerned about it, though. I have the ice light on so we can kind of see what's going on a little bit better on the wing there. So I just activated the surface de-ice just in case we have any ice forming. And I did turn on all of the anti-ice equipment as a matter of precaution here. All right, so far so good. I'm not going to worry about bringing up ForeFlight here. I need to really start concentrating on my approach. Still looking for that runway. Nothing in sight yet. Coming up on 1,100. You can hear the
2-mile final runway 11.
Mixed with ice. There looks like a rock formation, something, an unusual shape in front of the aircraft there. But we are on our final approach according to the RNAV, so not concerned about striking any terrain.
500.
Whatever that is, it's passing off the left side of the airplane. Some of that has to do with our crab angle. Basically, the airplane's pointing to the left, and we're seeing some terrain off to the left side of the aircraft, even though our ground track is straight on with the runway. Still nothing. Getting a little bit concerned here. No runway in sight yet. Those are look like rock formations. There's the runway. Okay, we do have the runway. So we're going to deactivate the autopilot. And I'm almost having to apply full right rudder to maintain longitudinal alignment with the runway. And there's a GTN offering the missed approach option. We're going to continue our landing here. All right, so I got to say that was a pretty stressful landing there. One of the more difficult, if not the most difficult I've had to deal with. All right, let's get a taxi off the runway here over to the FBO. And looks like we're having a little bit of ice formation on the airplane. We're very fortunate to get down safely given the present conditions. And we get stopped here. We'll take a look outside the airplane. Thanks for joining us today on our harrowing flight into northern Antarctica. Hope to see you again on next flight.